Morning everybody, welcome to the second AAMI training webinar. We're off to a better start this week with everyone able to hear us on time. So thank you for joining us. We know that many of the after school care providers will be busy with their holidays, but we want to keep consistency here and keep this up, a little short training video webinar every week. So here we are again. Today we're going to focus around the holiday programming and booking, and Luke's going to lead you through that. We thought that whilst many of you would have already done this, whilst it's all sort of relevant and in your head, it's good to go over it again and make sure you haven't missed anything, and of course just get yourself absolutely sorted and confident in this area for next time. A couple of things before we start is we all practice our raised hands, so we might use that as a way of indicating some sort of response from you. And also with regards to asking questions, if you can not use the chat but use the Q&A, there's a Q&A button or icon on your screen. If you click on that, you can ask a question, and while Luke's going through and doing the training, if I see a question, I might be able to answer that through chat, or we might stop the webinar as it were and answer that question publicly or live to everybody. Okay, so thanks very much. Over to Luke now. Good to see you guys.
All right, so let's jump straight into it here. The first thing that we will go and show you would be the sessions and fees. So I suppose this is what the holiday sessions are based around, is having these fees set up. And the idea with this is you set up the fees once and they pull through to all the daily programs. So if we hop into here, you'll see that we have a bunch of different fees here, sessions. So we've got trip day, full day, half day morning, half day afternoon, short day. Now this is completely dependent on how you run your program. I know a lot of programs simply just have one or two sessions in the day, but there is the ability to have multiple sessions. And I think it actually will allow for as many as you want to put in there. So I'll just touch on a few things here. You have the ability to enter the start time of the session, the end time of the session, the item codes for when you sync that with 0, so that each of these sessions that are booked in, that will pull through into 0. And then also, I will show you quickly here the display order. Now, the idea with the display order is what you set here is how it will appear when a parent comes to book. So if I switch over here, this is an example of one of our programs as a parent would see when they're coming to make a booking. And you'll see that we have 4 columns going from left to right. And this is exactly how we've set it up here. If I go back to this tab, you'll see trip day and full day both have display order 1. And that's why you'll see that the trip days and the full days all will populate in the first column. And we've put them together just because in this example of a program, we are either running a full day or a trip day. They're not running at the same time, so it's one or the other. So they're all put in the same column just because a parent will book in for one of those days because it's full time. And you'll see here also the half day is display order 2. And so it just half day displays here. Same with half day afternoon and short day. So I suppose that's a way for you to display exactly how you want your sessions, so that when parents come to book into these programs, that they are able to book for the sessions that they actually require, and it's easy to see. You do have the ability to add up to 6 columns here. So if you have a more advanced structure, and I know there are a few that do, then that allows you to have up to 6 columns, allowing parents to see the different sessions that they can book into quite easily. All right, and then I'll touch on this here. This is the apply weekly rate. Now the idea with this is whatever you set as yes here, there you have a set weekly rate. I think ours is $215 for this program. The idea is any session here that is set with yes, if there are 5 days in a week of programs that are yes, it will then calculate that as one set price. So for instance, you see here we have trip day and short day as yes. Ideally, we wouldn't have short day because it's drastically different in price to the trip day. So I'm just going to change this here. Usually, you'd have, for instance, full-time programs set as the weekly rate. So what we're going to do is the trip day and the full day will both have a weekly rate. That means if a week is full of 5 days of either trip day or full day, it will calculate at that weekly rate. The other sessions, the half days and the short days, won't count towards that. And that's how you can configure that. So I'll hop out of this edit sessions and fees, and I will go to the program that we're looking at here, and then you'll see there's an edit button here. Now I'm going to click on this edit button, and you'll see that we have the ability to edit some basic functions about, or sorry, settings about the program. So the thing that I want to touch on first is the weekly rate. So we've just set it that the full day and the trip days both count towards a weekly rate. Here you can actually set what that weekly rate is. So here it's $2.15. Maybe we decide this holiday program we actually want to bump the price up a bit and make it $2.30. You have the ability to make that weekly rate whatever you want. Also, we have the ability to edit the program name and then also tracking options so that whenever a parent books into this program, those codes again pull through to 0. And we're just going to go ahead and update that one. Cool. All right. And I'll also mention this here. There is a tags feature that you might see in a few of these pages, and that's just something that we're busy developing for a future release. So that you have the ability to add tags to programs, which will then be utilized when we do further releases. All right, so if we go now into the holiday programs, the thing that we need to understand with holiday programs is before we can make edits on them, we need to make them unbookable, then edit them, and then we can make them bookable again to parents. Just because there have been cases where people have taken a program that's live, edited it, and it actually doesn't update live. It'll remain how it was when you hit that make bookable button. So if we jump into this one, this is junior holidays for term 1, junior holidays for term 1 holidays. We are going to make this one unbookable, which now means we can work on it. So if we go into, if we look here, this is junior 1 holidays, and I'm going to go manage activity. Now this is where you can go to edit the session, edit the program days, and descriptions, pictures, everything around that. So you see here we have 9 days already set up. The first thing that we will go do is add a new activity. Now, there are 10 days in this upcoming holidays, or this holidays that are happening right now. One of them happens to be Anzac Day. So what we're going to do is we're going to add actually no, we'll do this a different way. So here you have the ability to add a new day. So for instance, if it's origami, I'll show you how to do the Anzac Day later on. We will add an origami day here and say, come along and learn how to do origami, for instance. And then we can choose file, and you'll see here this one is our photo that we're going to use for origami. And then we have a session, so you have the ability to choose age restrictions, and these will pull through to show parents when they come to book. And then again, we have a use default sessions button here. So if you click on this use default sessions, it will pull through all the 5 default sessions that we have set up in sessions and fees. So we've got trip day, full day, half day, morning and afternoon, and short day. Say for instance, this one, we actually weren't going to be offering a short day. We can remove that one. And we weren't actually going to be offering a trip day either. It's just an on-site for full day, morning or afternoon. You have the ability to remove or add sessions as you wish. Awesome, so we're going to save this one. And you'll see that it pulls it through the bottom here as the 10th activity in our program. Again, if we wanted this to be earlier in the program, we are able to manage the order here. So you can get a basic idea of the order that you want your program to flow in. You have the ability to do that here. Awesome, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to show you how to make them bookable and also input the public holidays like the Anzac Day. So we will go now into Tools, Term Planning. Tools, Term Planning. Awesome. And then we will go 2016 Term 1 Holidays, Manage Program. Awesome, so we've got this page here where the first thing that we will do, so if it's, you see we already have it in the table below. If it's not showing in the table below, the first thing you'll do is click on the drop down, click on Junior Holidays and add. So we've already done that, that's why it's displaying in the table here. We will then go and click Schedule Activity. So you'll see it pulls through all the different programs that we've got here. And I've set as default Monday to be a no program. So that in essence is going to be, the 25th is the Anzac Day, so that's going to be where the Anzac Day falls. And I'll show you how you pull that onto the fly in a little bit. So here we have the ability to change around the days as we wish. So for instance, if you want to make some last minute changes on the order and juggling around days, you are able to make that here. And then we'll just click save. Awesome. And once we're happy with that program, we will click make bookable. Awesome. So now your program's live for parents to go book into, and they're able to go view that program and book into it. We will now, as the next step, go and generate a flyer so we can send it out to parents. So if we go to, where is it? Holiday program flyer. Oh, so on the last page, you may have seen a button. I'm just going to go back really quickly. This create flyer button, we've kept it here just for the sake of having the instructions, has been moved to menu tools, holiday program flyer, just because we know if some people were accustomed to finding it here, and we didn't want you to be shocked to just know see it's removed without knowing where it's gone. So I suppose it just gives you instructions to come to holiday program flyer underneath tools here. All right, so we're going to go to Term 1 Holidays 2016 and click Create Flyer beside Junior Holidays. And we have the ability to, we have some stock background images here. I believe the right-hand two, the blue one and the orange one, come as default. I have added this one with the children with the balloons, and I'm going to go add another one right now. Select, open, awesome. And I'm going to select this one. Cool. So now it starts to bring us through the process of filling out the details on our flyer. It asks us which of the sessions that we set up just before it wants to pull through. We're going to select all of them because we want all 5 sessions to pull through onto our flyer. And then we have the ability to edit all the details that show on the flyer at this point. So you have the ability to edit your logo, company name, contact numbers, and the address, which is very handy for parents who need to know the address because there's actually no place before this that it shows in Amy. So this is the moment where you can actually show parents where the address is, and also alongside that you will let them know the address in communications from the Amy marketing messaging tool. All right, so once you're happy with all the details here, we have a description. You can enter, for instance, please make sure children wearing hat and sunblock. I suppose anything you want to communicate to parents on the fly, you can do so at this point. All right, and then we have the sessions that have pulled through. Now you can actually change these as you'd like. We're going to leave them the same, but again, it's full flexibility around changing how they pull through. And then you'll see over here we have all the activities that have pulled through. Now on the right-hand side, we actually do have a character remaining suggestion. So you are able to have a description as long as you want, but we have a recommended character limit just because the text will start to overflow out of the boxes if it goes too long. So we're going to just remove some of that description, and you'll see it goes from red to blue, letting you know that it's within the character limit. And you can see all of these will be fine when it pulls through onto the flyer. You'll also see that there is actually a limit for the name as well. So this Monopoly Championship title is too long for the flyer. I'm just going to rename it Monopoly Kings. Cool. And you'll see here on the Monday 25th, this is the day that we have no activity. We actually have the ability to update the details here as well. So I'm going to go update the photo and select some poppies just to pull through onto the flyer, and then Anzac Day. Anzac Day, yeah. So in the description I'll say, no program on this day. See you Tuesday. And I suppose that's just a way for you to personalize those blank program days, just so that they don't look blank on the fly and you can actually see what's happening with those. But that day just won't let parents book into it. So it'll appear, and I'll show you in a second, it'll appear with all those descriptions and everything, but it just won't allow parents to book. All right, so if we go ahead and generate the flyer, we're happy with everything now. We're going to generate the flyer. All right, I'm going to change the view so you can see the flyer that I've got here. This one should be it. All right, so you should be able to see the holiday flyer here. I'm going to zoom out a bit. So what it's done is it's pulled through all the details onto the flyer as we have entered them. And you can see it actually makes a really nice looking flyer with all your details on it, just as you like. You can see at the bottom here we have the description, and I suppose you can have a play around with this, but all the details that you need to be on your flyer.